Alrighty. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's Monday. Monday, not Friday. It's Monday. So, here we are again. It's another fun-filled week. It's a short week here in the States. We have Monday and Tuesday. And Wednesday, people really start to drag their feet about trading. And then we have the Thursday off for Thanksgiving. And then, what is this one? Getting something strange. There it is. And from there, we have a half a day on Friday. The markets close early on Friday. So it's basically like a 3-day week. We don't pay attention to our charts. I will do the webinars, of course, because currencies trade 24/7. They just keep on rolling along. But when it comes to the futures contracts and grains and things like that, matter of fact, I don't think they trade the grains at all after the close of Wednesday. They're closed all the way till Monday or Sunday night. So it's one of those type of weeks. It's the holiday season is starting to come in. That's what it comes down to. What is that? Okay, there it is, right there. There's the. Let's go to the dollar index this morning. Right there. You see it's trying to lift up a little bit. We're seeing some green heading up. You can see that. Where's the green? The candles. I'm not sure which is which. Let's see at this point. Which ones are hinkies? The red is hinkies. At least I think it is. Let's just double check. Edit indicator. And let's put the outputs. Okay, yeah, so red is trend down. Green is trend up. Okay, good. So that's hinkies. And then I guess I'm not sure what I guess we might have candles. Do we have candles when it comes to the, let's see what we have here. We'll have to figure that out. The tail and so forth. The red and the green are the hinkies. So it is matching up to the dollar index. Now let's go over to Chicago Quant. We're using the CME dollar index on here, but let's get that up on the screen so you'll see the same greens and same reds basically. See, it's trying to give us a green here, and you see the same thing right there. Green. So the underlining bar, the blue, must be maybe we have it on a candle combination or something. We'll have to double check that. Oh, let's get the chat line up. Make sure I'm not missing anybody here. Where is that at? Right there. Oh, what's that? What's that? Home. Now playing. There we are. There's the chat line. There's Janos. Hey, Janos, how you doing? Yeah, it's going to be a real sloppy American week. We got, we've got 3 days of good trading, or close to it, 2.5 days, that's for sure. And then what happens is that Wednesday, people start to take off. They just start to walk away. And then Thursday is. I'm surprised they don't close early on Wednesday, and then what they do is they close early on Friday. So we have off on Thursday, and they close early on Friday. So it's truly all over the place. Morning, Doc. Can you please tell me when the dollar index symbol is for the CME? Thank you. Yeah, it's called it's actually U.S. dollar index. That's the actual symbol. Let's see if we can get it up on the screen. It's a challenge to me too at times. Trust me, I've gone through it. See it right there? Yeah, see it? It's the U.S. Let's see if we can even make it more accentuated for you. Here it comes. Instrument. Yeah, there it is right there. The U.S. dollar USD index is the symbol, I believe, is U.S. dollar. That's actually it. No, I had to wrestle with that a few times. That's and it's an index, and it's an interesting index. It's pretty clean. I'm kind of impressed with it compared to now. When I was younger, I belonged to the knife, and when they started the dollar index, they created the CRB index, and then they had the well, CRB created an index. We listed it. It was the very first commodity index, and then the now I mean then the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, out of the CME, created the dollar index. I'm not sure when, but it's a good tool. I find it very insightful, and at the same time, the dollar, the DXY, is on what do they call that? On the knife, not the knife. Yeah, it's on the knife, and it makes it on the ICE, on the ICE, International Continental Exchange. So we can't get that unless I subscribe to it or something like that. So we just kind of take it in stride as I take a sip of my tea. But yeah, it becomes a challenge sometimes to get it up on the. Not now. I've got to figure it out. But it's like It's like U.S. dollar. Do that on, and then you'll get it. U.S. dollar CMA. All right. Where are we going from here? Okay. So, you see it moving up. Closing the daily buy on Friday. Is that Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. Why is it not showing what's today? I guess they're not running it yet. A lot of times it is, so maybe I have the wrong command in there. Let's see, where's it at? Let's move this off the screen. We'll find it. Let's go, cancel. Move that. And then let's find the setting. Maybe I have it on the wrong setting or something like that. It's on index, settings. It's on 24/7, so why is it not coming up? Let's see. Let's go to CME futures. Is there an index one? CME Globex future. CME. I don't see any way of changing it to an index. In other words, a data feed. Nope. I'm going to just hit default. See what default does. Does it give us another? It doesn't. It doesn't change it any. Alright, I'm not sure why they're not trading it. No, it is on the 21st. It says on the 21st. That's odd. Okay, so they are trading it. Cancel. Oh. Cancel. Cancel. Close. There. That says the 18th. That's Friday. Not sure where it's at right now. That's a good question. All I can see is that you can see on J4X, we see the strength coming into there with a lot of green right there the last 2 days. So, we had a red green here. You see that on Thursday. Thursday, yeah, Thursday. And then Friday we had a green and went into a buy. And you can see the strength is kicking out. I'm sure it may update during the trading. We might see it update during trading. Let's see. Let's go like that. Let's just put the weekly in there. Or the daily. There's the daily. It's been in a weekly sell. The dollar, again, we don't really see a lot of strength right now with the dollar. We see more strength with the idea that we're at the end of the interest rates. We're going to see a lot more responsible government now over the next, the next 6 months. So that's going to help out a lot. Remember, hey, Metho, remember it's not welcome in the pit, the electronic trading pit. Remember, a lot of the inflation is just bad policy. It's not like, it's not like, maybe, I don't know. I was young when Jimmy Carter and all that problem, and when looking back, we knew, another sip of tea there, we knew that the policy was bad, but it wasn't Jimmy Carter doing the policy, it was the Congress. The Democrats had a supermajority, and they came up with some boneheaded concepts. I mean, some boneheaded concepts like you couldn't move oil from one side of the country to the other side of the country. It was really stupid stuff. So a lot of that inflation, first of all, was it what's his name? The Congress of Nixon, which was another supermajority, it was all controlled by Democrats. Nixon couldn't do anything, and they could even override his executive orders when they wanted to. So, there's not a lot of it's there's not a lot of I guess you could say unnatural things that create inflation. The inflation is more of irresponsible government policies. Now, under Nixon, they got rid of the gold standard, and then they went to just the dollar and responsible governing. And so once they did that, that was probably an effect on the inflation side of it, and then interest rates lifted up, and then I guess government. I remember. No, many of you won't remember, but they were walking around with like what was it? Alan Greenspan was Secretary of Treasury, and he was walking around with a button that said "Win," WIN, and it was whip inflation now. So some of the strange policies that were going on. So, and again, they only could get so far. It was amazing that he actually got Greenspan into the position to be Secretary of Treasury, because I remember they had a lot of big Democrats involved in major positions. Matter of fact, I think he was replaced by the Democrat governor of Texas or something like that. But anyway, maybe he wasn't even I'm wondering, was he the Treasury Secretary? Maybe not. He might have been the economic advisor. Yeah, he might have been the economic advisor, and I can hear the guy's name. He was the governor of Texas. He was moved into the position of like Secretary of Treasury. So, Nixon didn't have much power at all during his presidency. Even with him winning 49 states, the Congress didn't flip any. It was just that no one wanted a communist candidate. So, I guess that's about it when it comes to trying to understand inflation. It mainly is just poor policies, bad policies that hurt economic, prosperity. They slow economies down. They mess with supply chains, things like that, under some pretense of believing that it's going to make it better. All right. From there, we zip over to, where do we zip over to? We zip over to the euro. Let's see what the euro's up to this morning. Right there. There it is, the euro. And went into the sell on Friday, and we're still moving down. And what's the weekly look? Weekly looks strong. And look at that. No problems there. Let's take a look at it over on J4X. Yo, Robin. Right there. There is... There it is. And it's got a red going on, two reds in a row. It's a small one on Friday. It's a bigger one today. And what else we got? Let's take a look at the weekly on that. And there's the weekly. And the weekly's strong. You see that, lots of green. It's not really pressing down whatsoever. I think that interest rates are going to go sideways to down. Maybe they lift the big question is, will the next increase back, which will be, let's see, so November 2nd, will be the end of December. So the next increase could be like a 0.5 percentage point. And then from there, the next one will be, I guess it's the first or second week of March. March? No, February. I'm sorry, February. So it'll be late December will be an interest rate increase, and then by March, money's probably looking at that. And I understand that the Republicans are doing. The big horse race is really December 6th now, because if also there's a challenge going on in Arizona. Some attorney is the state attorney general is challenging all kinds of things, but end result is that. there's a chance that the Senate doesn't change at all, and the Democrats don't pick up any seat there. So if it stays like that, then what happens is that the policies of government will change even more dramatically against Mr. Biden, and we'll see, a healthier economy. I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. All right, from there we'll go to cable. Let's see, right there. There's the cable, and there's the weekly. Let's get it up on Chicago Quant. Right there. And as you can see there, we are pressing into a daily sell today. Didn't go in there yet on Friday. See, it's a plus still. But it is flirting with a daily sell today. But the weekly, it's not really that affected by it. They're both very firm. On J4X, you can see lots of green. Right there. You see that? Lots of green. It's pressing up. Same thing here. 5 weeks of green going on 6 weeks of green. It's like there's five. This is 4 full weeks of green going on a 5th week. And you can see it was very close. Matter of fact, is that a plus there? Just double check that. No, it's just a minus. That's what it is. It's still minus back there, but it was very close. It got into the weekly buy really quick that previous week. So you can see the pressure is on the upside. They are buying cable and selling dollars. All right, now from there we slip over to the daily just real quick, just to give you a flavor of the daily. And there's the daily too, generating that red. See it? It's doing the same thing as we're seeing right here with a red dot. The pressure is on. All right, and from there we slide over to, where do we go from here? We go over to the Swiss. Let's see what the Swiss is up to. There it is. There's a Swiss. It's been green for a couple days now. Yeah. And let's go here. Right there. Same situation. We've been in a daily buy there for 4 days. And it was a volatility signal 5 days back. What's it say? Diane has announced that it would bring back Bob Iger in... Oh, Disney. I'm sorry. Disney announced. Yeah. Isn't that something? They got rid of him last night. I understand that. Yeah, the stock is up 8% today. Where are we at here? Oh, yeah. So there we are. You can see the strength in there on the daily. Let's see what the weekly looks like. I'm sure we see 4 at least reds. There's 1. There's 2. It's widened a little bit. 1, 2, 3. 4 out of 5 are red. So you see that pressure on the Swiss, and it's just feeling that same activity. And let's go back to the daily again real quick. And the daily we've got is that a blank? Is that what that is? What is that? I think it's a blank. I'm not sure what the blue. The blue must be blue and white must be candlesticks. We must have hinky askies over candlesticks. That's what we must have. We'll have to try to readjust all that. And you can see 3 days of solid green, It's been pushing on the green. So it's a little lagging, but it's giving you the right direction, that's for sure. And then we go over to one of our favorites, and that is the yen. Watching how they bounce there. The same thing. 3, dailies pushing up. Let's put it over here. Right there. There's the yen. And you see 3 days in a buy. Same gig. The green line's been through. It's doing fine. Pointing in the right direction. Let's see what the weekly looks like. The weekly has been in a weekly sell for 3 full weeks, and you can see here we got 3 reds with no problem, and then looks like a 4th. And that line, the high and low, is red. So it's really 4. So it's pretty cool. And you can see the green line's been under it all along that time period. So the pressure has been on the downside on the weekly signal. Now we're getting that little bounce out of here, so let's just go back to the daily real quick. See what we can understand about that. And you can see here, it's basically daily, short term, it's bottoms. So we'll have to see. Maybe what they'll do is they'll do some sideways action. Now the Japanese, are very connected to the United States, so they know that this week is going to be a very docile, or it's very short 3 days. So everybody's going to be like staring at the clock. Like I said, 2 full days of trading, and then Wednesday, even I have somewhere to go at 2 in the afternoon. I'm meeting up with friends from high school. So I mean, it's like, it's like, I guess when we were young, we go out at 8 or 9 at night. Now when we're in our 60s, we go out like I was invited at 2 in the afternoon. It's like 2 in the afternoon. Yeah. Oh yeah, it goes to like 6 or 7. It's like, okay. Sounds good to me. So it's kind of like a luncheon, couple drinks type of thing, I guess. Late lunch. All right. Anyhow, that's what I'm trying to emphasize more than anything else today, is that this is going to be a sloppy, slow week. And the action will be in the first few days, and then after that, America shuts down for a long 4.5 days of going in every direction. Not counting crazy like Boxing Day after Christmas in the United States. It's Black Friday. It's crazy stuff. It starts. All right, from there we jump over to the Turkish lira. Let's go to the dollar Turkish lira first. Right there. I haven't even seen it today, so I have no idea what they're doing to it. Let's see, right there, right there. There we are. Holding up, that's for sure. It's been in a daily buy here on Chicago for, 7 days now. And the weekly is, did I change that number? I don't think so. Now it's 42. Let's fix that to 42 weeks in a weekly buy. This is going on the 43rd week. So, and look at that. It broke down underneath the manifold again. Let's see if the green line starts to have some pressure. And we see the histogram and the green line try to dive underneath. Now from there, we go to, let's see, where's it at? Oh, yes, there it is. There you go. This is the daily. So you see all that strength too. 1, 2, 3, then a red, then 1, 2. So we have 5. So it's 4 out of 5. That's not too bad. 4 out of 5. And let's take a look at it on a weekly basis. Right there. Take a sip of the tea as the machine thinks. You can see there it's went into a weekly sell about a week back, and then now it's been 3 weeks in the buy again. Even the green line was underneath, so it's missing, But you can see we've had some long runs, and you get into a sell and then back into a buy, that type of thing, for another 15 weeks or something like that. So it's pretty close. Does a pretty good job there. All right. Well, it's for free, so why not? It should do a good job for free. And then I couldn't charge if my work was junk. And this is not a junk indicator on J4X. This is a good indicator. Matter of fact, I actually have it on one of my machines around here. I'm actually using the same combination just to monitor it during the trading day. So, with one of my platforms. So, meaning I don't trade off of it, but I do watch it. That's for sure, because I have mine. But believe me, many times I look at it and think, look at that, it's popping up already. And I look on mine and go, yeah, it's popping up. Let's go for it. It's a bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye. All right. From there, let's jump over to what I consider the better of the products, and that is the Euro Turkish Lira. Right there. Oh, nice strength there. Cool. And let's pop it up over here. There it is. you see here it closing a daily sell Friday. Let's put that line in there. And let's see, that's the weekly. But we're still in a weekly buy. You see that down in here. And you can see on J4X, we've been in a weekly buy for 4 weeks at least. 5 weeks? 3, 6. This is going on a 6 week and a buy. So that's doing a fine job. And I think we just missed getting into the buy just like the other one too. Is it right there? Wait, so close. Look at that. Just minus 0.0069. So it was very close to climbing into the buy. And then it jumped in there like literally right there. The first day of the week, jumped into the buy. Let's change that color too. There it is. And so it's trying to match up to the J4X. It's doing a pretty good job. And you can see we're in that daily buy for a bunch of days. Bunch of days. Let's take a look at it on there. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. No, 10 days. And then it went into a sell. And it's excuse me. So I guess the first sell really is right there. We'll have to figure out what this is all about now that we've changed the shadow of it all, so we can see the underlining. Yeah, you can see that the pressure has been on. The products have been falling. Just recently, in the last 24 to 48 trading, last two trading days, starting on Friday, you see that pressure. You see that hangman. That's a candle. So that's a hangman we're seeing under, on Friday on there. That's a bearish signal, and then you can see it breaking down. So that is that. All right. From there, we drift over to. Let's go to, what are we looking at here? Now we go to. Oh, actually, we go to the Canadian. So we look at the two currencies that kind of link to commodities. So you can see this is the daily of the Canadian dollar. So it's losing value against the American dollar when it rises. When it's going down, it's gaining value right there. Ooh. Look at that. We can move those around. That's neat. And what we do is we look at oil. So let's put oil up on the screen. Here's the January contract, the spot. That's it. No, that's not it. Right there. There it is. Right there. You see we've been 3 days in a sell. Wait a minute. What's going on there? Oh, that's CAD, right. So because oil's going down, losing value, Canadian should be going up. And what do we see on J4X? We see that, right? So let me just do that one more time. See, when oil's going down, CAD should be going up. And that's what we see right there. See that action. See a green line through it. Now let's do that again. Where we go? We go right to there and find the CAD. CAD. Right there. And you can see it. CAD's been in a daily buy for this is the 4th day. You saw 2 volatility signals on the 5th and the 6th day. And so you can see that pressure on there. And when it was going down, oil more than likely was going up. Let's go back to oil real quick. And see, oil was rising. Wasn't doing a great job at it, but did almost try to go after 90 on the January contract. I think the December contract, which expired Friday or today or something like that, they always expire a month early so that they can do all the delivery. Remember, it's a lot of physical. This is a real physical delivery. They expire the contract about 9 days before the end of the month. Then they have like a whole week to go on, or like 4 or 5 days settling up. Then they give you certificates on Friday of a barge full of crude oil, and then you can go and exchange that. You don't have to take it yet. You set like you have like another couple, like another 3 or 4 days. You can exchange your certificate. Let's say you live in Baltimore, Maryland. It's just like a 160. It's like, I guess it's like 200 and, I guess, is it 200 miles? It's like it's a little under 200 miles away from New York City. Okay, so you got to move it down. So you got the barge sitting in was it New York Harbor, and you're going to take delivery of it. It's a barge full of 50,000 barrels of oil. Okay, so then, is it 50? Yeah, I think it is. It's 50. It's not 5,000. It's 50,000. So now, if you live in Baltimore and you want to buy some, and you have a, let's say, or maybe you want to sell some, you have a barge full of oil down in Maryland, you can exchange the certificates with the owner of the one up in New York Harbor, and you can take over their barge, because I guess they move barges around like nothing. And so it's not that hard to exchange, and they save the cost of, motoring it down to Maryland 200 miles. And that's a savings, so anyway, that's why they do that. And then, like, I guess by December 1st, which is like what, 8 days away, 9 days away, then they can take delivery of the December oil on the first of the month, that type of thing. That's how that works. It's crazy, but it makes sense. But that's the way it works. All right, from there we drift over to the South African Rand. Let's see what the South African Rand looks like here. Oh, let's take a look at the weekly just to match it up to Chicago Quant too. And the weekly's been in a weekly sell for 4 weeks, but notice it's trying to curve up here. And we're thinking, that means they think oil is going to go lower because adults are taking over in Congress. And since the adults are taking over in Congress, then, we'll see more responsibility, that type of thing. So let's put the weekly up there. There it is. You see all that red there. Just like that. But notice it's trying to perk its head up, and look at the green line here on the weekly. Trying to launch itself. A little sip of the old tea. All right, from there we go over to South African Rand. There we are, right there. You can see it buried. That's usually a sign that gold is going up. If the South African Rand is going down against the dollar, it's gaining. It's lots of red there. Now let's put it up on Chicago Quant. Right there. And you can see we went into a daily buy right here. I think that's what it is. Is that a plus? It's a plus. So we've been in a daily buy for, so it's trying to tell us that, I guess it bounced off of it. It didn't make it there. So it's, okay, it was a red and green. That's why it gave us a volatility signal. It hasn't really climbed up and lost that much value. I mean, this peak there was interesting. And so now what we do is we go and take a look at gold. Oh, let's put the daily on there too right now, like that. There's the daily. You can see the daily is trying to match up. That's the daily we showed you. And the weekly, you can see the weekly is been in a weekly sell for 3 full weeks, going on a 4th week there, right there. All right, so if gold is going down on a weekly, and the daily is just lifting up a little bit, but it hasn't really picked up much price action from where it went into the buy right here. It's been the lows. So it is going up a little bit, so we have to assume that gold has moved down the last couple of days or something like that. We know it has. I saw it. So let's go over to it. And there is gold. You see this is this is a 3rd day in a sell right there. See the pressure on. And you can see the weekly happy as a lark, still on the upside. Oh, they're going after that FTX again today. Wonder where Bitcoin is. Well, you know what? We will go to Bitcoin after this, just to see where Bitcoin is. And so there is the South African rand. Let's put up the oil. Let's put the left. What is it? I know it's gold. We're putting up. There it is, right there. There's gold. Yeah, look at that. That's the weekly. It's been rolled over, and you got these clowns. Or these clowns. I'm listening to the news at the same time. They're talking about this FTX. He was like one of the major donors to the Democrat Party, and they were connecting all kinds of shady things up with the Democrats. And now, what, 16 billion, 26 billion, I don't know, something like that is all gone. Creditors want 3 billion right now. I don't know. This whole thing's going to be whack. All right. From there, so there's the gold. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to see what Bitcoin is doing. Let's go over to Bitcoin real quick. There it is right there. Drifting a little bit, but holding up pretty well. But in a daily, that's the daily sell there, yeah. And I think we're in a weekly sell for a couple of weeks. Let's just take a look at that. Yeah, going on a third week. Let's put it up over here. That's November, right? We're in November, that's right. Yeah, so we were in a buy for a couple of days, and now we are flirting into... Let me just open up my other one that I put out over the weekend, because that might be cleaned up better. Right there. Where is it at? There it is right there. Let's see what that does. There we go. Yeah, so we went into the buy there, and now it's playing with a sell this morning. A little pressure. Nothing major. Not taking out these lows, so I don't think you have to worry. I think, if anything, from this FTX situation, I think you can say that it has made the Bitcoin look very solid and very safe, for its assets in the sense of that it exists. It's not going to prop up the crypto products itself because it's an alternative asset class that seems to cater to anti-central bank, which is fine with me. But it is not, what can I say about that? It's not getting crushed, that's for sure. That's a good thing. All right. Where do we go from there? Oh, we finish off the south of the border. Right there. And a little hot tea at the same time. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. So we can close that. Yes, all. So there is oh, there it is right there. There is the Mexican peso. We think in our heads that if it stays underneath the trend of the last couple of years, that it's a sign that things are going to get better here in the States, which means maybe interest rates are going to drop, that type of thing. They have a socialist president, but he was really connected to Trump, and he's not happy with Biden whatsoever. So I don't know. I try not to pay attention to that stuff sometimes. Foreign situations like that with the Mexican peso, because Mexico is a unique situation of its own. It's a bordering country to the United States, like Canada is. So. And Trudeau is a socialist too. So we got two socialists right next to us. And so it's, it kind of messes with their currencies. But notice they're still relatively stable. So that's always impressive. But that's where we stand with the Mexican peso. And you can see that weekly, it's turning up a little bit, but nothing major. Yeah, it's been in that cell for a while, and you can see it over. Let's see, where's it at? Let's put it up over here, right there. And that's the weekly, and you can see it's been pressing down, and it's still getting the red there, but it seems to be trying to turn. The candle underneath is turning up. Let's take a look at the daily, and there's the daily trying to turn up also at the same time. Like just like us, we've been in a daily buy now for three. This is the third day. Same thing here on J4X. And you know, the stock indices, I keep on seeing them. They're not really doing much. I mean, the Tech 100 is down about 68 points, which is background noise just about. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 43 points. When we started, it was down 100, then it was down like 60, and it was down 99, and now it's down 43. So it's not exactly like any real panic going on, you know. What else can we say about that? I guess it's about it, really. Now from there, we leap over to the metals and the commodities. We'll look at the energies, and we'll look at silver and so forth, and see what's going on there. All right, let's put. Let's see what is going to pop up. Let's go to our commodity side and see what's going to pop up. Okay, so Bitcoin popped up. So let's do the energies first. So there is a front month crude, you know, showing that weakness as we showed you when the Canadian was up there. Now let's put Brent up there. And there's that. You can see the pressure. That Brent's been, look at that. Brent has been pressured enormously for 5 weeks now and banging against the bottom. Look at that. 12, is that 17? Yeah, I guess it's 17. And it's like, you know, this can only go the fast against the slow stochastics. It's two different stochastics battling with each other. So it can only go to 0. Over here, we've been 3 weeks? No, we've been, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This is the third week in a sell. That's what that is. So far, it's just starting off as a sell. And that's been what? In a sell, Brent has been there for 5 weeks. All the way back to here. Wow. Let's see what the West Texas looks like. Oh, that's the daily too. That's not the weekly. That's the daily. So let me just go back to that. The daily's been getting beat up. Now let's look at there it is right there. Yeah, see, now that's doing the same thing as the Brent. It's been dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. But that might be, what's that, 79.62? And yeah, it could be the same. So it could be January too. It would probably make sense, yeah. It's just been being more pressured on J4X, that's all. Now let's see what the weekly looks like. Going on a second week, just like we are. Okay. Now let's go back to Brent. Right there. Probably, yeah, going on a second week. Okay. That's interesting. The daily itself has been feeling much more pain. Did that? Yeah, no, it's yeah, just missed going into a sell there because we had a green dot, and it was plus by 0.09 cents. Oh my god! Now it's minus by what? By $1.96. Yeah, $1.96. Okay. All right, so there's the crude oil. Now it's from crude. Let's go over to natural gas, and there's American natural gas. It is flirting, but not into a sell yet. But look how long the weekly has been. What's that? 3. This is the third week, fourth week, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10, 11 weeks now. Let's see what it looks like over here. There it is right there. That's weekly. Wow, that's... No, that must be the wrong thing. What is that? Yeah, it's natural gas. Okay. So we've been in a weekly sell since up in here. says 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've been in a weekly sell since here. This has jumped into a week earlier. Traded down. But that little pop we had just for a couple of days, really, see it right there? Right there. And then, see here, it really had more of an effect on J4X. Interesting. Alright, and then there's the daily. You see the daily is three days in the buy. Kind of close to the same as here in the States. We are going on a 4th day. Alright, now from there we go over to that energy company in Spain. It gives us a good idea of what's going on with natural gas over there. I think that's it right there, and it's in euros. Trading at 27. It's lifting again. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. So we've seen it get down to 22.5, and we saw, a lot of nice. We were hoping it would stay down there, but it is the winter. And in I don't know when, 60 days or less, they'll be shipping more American natural gas over, and that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. All right, from there we'll go over to silver. I guess we can do gold real quick. We'll do gold real quick. There's gold. Now gold is 3 days in the sell, just like we are in Chicano. Right there. And we're 5 weeks in the buy. I know it's all screwed up. Let me finish the tea. Let's go. All right, I know it's screwed up. I can't fix this. I've tried. I can't get the data. The data makes no sense. I mean, I got the data from the exchange. It makes no sense now. But at one point, that was in a buy, and it was exchange dated. So I don't know what happened there. But who would think? Does anybody really think that gold is being manipulated out there? My machine caught that one. All right, from there, we go over to the daily. Oh, no, we go to the weekly. Let's go to the weekly there and see how it looks on Chicago, J4X. Yeah, see, it's showing 3 full weeks there. Almost a 4th, but it's 3. I don't know. All I know is that we were in a daily buy, and the daily buys are not interfered with as much as the weeklies are. I changed around some of this weekly stuff. Someone messed with a Monday or a Friday number. All right. From there, we drift over to silver. Silver slid into its sell, I think, a day earlier than gold. Yeah, so 4 days back here. And you see but it's not really going anywhere. I mean, it's it's off. What it was up to 22 and change. Now we're at the high 20s, so it's down about $1.50, $1.38, something like that. There it is on the weekly. All right, there's one little sip left, I think. Yep, there is. I felt good. All right, so right there you can see silver on a weekly trying to flirt with a weekly sell this week. You can see that. We're not seeing it over here on Chicago Quant, though. It's still very firm. But the daily's, 4 days in a daily sell, so let's see what they're doing with the daily over there. Right there. Yeah, see that? 4 days down. And I'd like to say also at the same time, as usual, this indicator we've developed on J4X is way better than MACD or these other moving average things. So, the parabolics, it's much better than the parabolics. It's a good tool. It's a good tool. Just sometimes it's a little off, but most of the time, I'd say, almost 7 out of 10 times, if not better, it matches up to our work. So that's pretty good. It just lags a little, that's all. All right, from there we go over to copper. And there is the copper. You see there in a daily sell for 4 days. It's been pressing down. Let's see how it looks over here. and it's been in the daily sell for 4 days over here. See the same pressure, but our weekly is very firm, holding up very well. Let's check it out over here. There it is. And they're trying to generate a sell today. You can see that this week. They're starting off. We'll see how they go. We're not that far off the hunt on Chicago Quant, so we'll see. See how that plays. What's that? 3.6? Yeah, 3.6. Okay. All right. From there, we drift over to, since it's Monday, we'll take a look at platinum for sure. Try to see platinum every day, but you know, we don't. Oh, that's right. It's not there, so we got to do it over here. And there's the platinum in January. And you can see it was in a daily sell for 4 days. Right there. Yeah, 4 days. And it's trying to get into a buy, but it still hasn't gotten up there yet. It's still in the minus, as you see over here. But we are 5 weeks in a weekly buy. You know, matching up. Remember, we had gold and platinum go into the weekly buy together before it took off. And silver took another week to do. And I think copper, what was copper? 4 weeks? Let's check it out again. Copper was 5 weeks too. So that was a really good signal again by platinum. Normally will go in a week before everybody does. That was so unique. We had slipped into that buy, and then it kind of rolled over. It almost got there a couple times and failed. But it's been in there. This is the 5th week now. Okay, look at that. Third quarter gross domestic product, GDP, estimated now at 2.9. So it looks like we're going to, this quarter, third quarter, the completion of the third quarter is going to be a plus quarter after 2 quarters of minus. And that's what the concern is. We've talked about this. People think that we're going to go into a recession again. We're coming out of a recession now. They think we're going to go into a new one. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how responsible. We'll see how December 6th goes. That's what it is. All right. From there, let's see. So that's copper. We just did platinum. So that finishes the metals. Let's take a look at the stock indices now. Here's the S&P 500. Really, really flatlining. I promise. That was the last sip of the tea. And it's really, really flatlining. Getting volatility signal there and a volatility signal here. But we've been 5 weeks in a buy. Let's see what they do with this. We had some really strange stuff occur over the weekend. We looked at it. We had 4 days in a row again of... let me see if I can open that up. What I think I'll do is I'll just send the picture. Here's the picture of it. We'll put the picture up. Here it is. We had a second week, a second block of 4. This one was 4 out of 5. We had a nice move out of it, you know, in the kind of like the bottom of October. And here we have another one, which is pretty wild. Now, we normally see this stuff during holidays, so it would make more sense if it occurred, say, today and tomorrow, not last week. That's really wild. Maybe it's the election. I don't know. We're going to watch and see. I think my statement to it all has been so far is, let's see. We're in weekly buys. It's trying to roll over a little bit. This thing has been in a weekly buy for 6 full weeks now. 6 full weeks. So that's very impressive. It jumped into a weekly buy ahead of the stock, indice. Let's see if we can show it to you live. That was just a picture of it. But yeah, we're really bamboozled there. Yeah, six full weeks. So let's see where we go from here. Oh, the NASDAQ, the Tech 100. You can see that. What's that? What the hell is that? Oh, we got it. That's right. They've changed the symbol, or the exchange or something. They changed the symbol or did something like that. Let me fix that. 7. And let's go there. There it is. All right, so you see it's been in a buy. Went into a sell here, jumped back into a buy for 2 days. And there it is right now. So it's closed on Friday in a buy right there. And now it's, trying to hold on and lift. Whereas which is interesting is the S&P 500 is in a sell for a couple of days now, going on a third day. And then let me just open up. Just open it up. And here's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's also. Oh, okay, yeah. It went into a buy. No, that's Bitcoin. Right there. Yeah, it was in a sell. Went into a buy on Friday. And now today it's flirting. Oh, no. Friday it closed in a buy. Closed in a buy on Friday. So the S&P is moving in the opposite direction. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know. Maybe there's another explosion. Maybe they think, I don't know, December 6th is not that far off. It's 2 weeks from now. So we'll see how they play it out. And I promise that is the last of the tea. We're out of here. I guess what should we label this one today? I'm trying to think what to title this. We talked about a slow week or, a short week. So I think we'll mention that so that people get an idea that things are going to get a little goofy in the American markets. So we'll mention something about tech, and we'll also mention something about a short week. So this is Doc from North America. See you guys and gals all tomorrow, same time, same channel. So happy trails to you until we... Whoa, there goes a mouse. Until we meet again. Happy trails to you. To all our trading friends. Later, traders. Have a safe and smart day.